Swastiastu, happy solstice. My name is Malaika MaVeena Darville, and this gorgeous, beautiful Kapok tree named Kayu Puti, who's 750 years old, approximately. Of course, nobody was around to know how old she is exactly, but she's very old. And she came to me in a dream, and she asked me to bring the people. I wept the first time I came here and sat with this tree. And she asked me, she said, why you don't bring the people here to pray with me? So today I put it out there, it was very effortless to put it out there, to gather people, to invite people to come to this, this Banjar, this village here in Bali to pray. And the message from the tree that when she came in the dream, was to remind people that as above, so below. And for us to reconnect to this greater part of nature and the circle of life and our place in that circle of life. And you know, right now we're having a lot of distraction that's taking us so far away from our connection to the earth. And really just having your feet back on the earth, just getting grounded back on the earth. This is really the place where all of us need to be, and to restore the harmony again and the balance. In Bali they have this the trine prayer. And first is your connection to nature. Second is your connection with each other, connection to community and to people. And third is your connection to source or to God. And without those three, it's like we go out of balance. So we really, really, really need to restore the balance. So today's prayer was all about praying as we had 1 second more of light here in Bali today, being the solstice. We had 1 second more of light than we did yesterday or than any other day of the year. So we utilize that 1 second to come into a deep heart space, to come into our light bodies, to ground through our earth bodies and really anchor that frequency of love and connection to nature. So just as we're also seeing with all the distractions that are now, you know, guiding us in this direction of fear, of climate change, of global warming, all these very real issues that are happening, but nobody is talking about stopping the forestry, stop cutting down the trees. So if we look, you know, it's very, very simple. You don't need to be a great scientist to know or remember that the trees were here before us, creating oxygen onto the earth so that we could live and breathe. And the trees have a very, very important cycle here on the earth. They provide the air and the oxygen that we need to live. And so right now, as I'm speaking, right here in Indonesia, the forests are burning in Sumbawa, the forests are burning in Sulawesi. They're logging the forests in Borneo where the orangutan finds its home. Right now, as I'm speaking, a football field of forest is being cleared in the Amazon. And the people, the indigenous people in the Amazon are having to fight for their human rights and fight for their land rights. And all over the world, the last remaining forests are in danger from people logging the forest. For what? Toilet paper, you know, things that we really can find alternatives for, because not only are these sentient beings that deserve our respect and our love, but they're also taking the carbon out of the atmosphere. They inhale our carbon dioxide and they exhale oxygen. We exhale carbon dioxide and we inhale oxygen. So we have a symbiotic relationship with the trees that we need to remember, and we really should be directing our focus to putting a lot of pressure on governments to stop the logging at the moment. And not only The logging is the one of the main industries that's destroying the rainforest and cutting down too many trees, but also just any tree. Any tree right now should be, at where we're at in the environmental crisis on the earth right now, every tree should be seen as sacred and every tree should be protected, because every tree is doing that work of taking the carbon out of the air and releasing oxygen back into the air. Calling in the oneness. Calling in our reconnection to Mother Earth and to all the spirits and trees and all the birds and the bees and all the walking creatures on this earth. Together we sing the Gaia mantra 3 times to anchor this prayer in the field. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitu Varenyam. And the second industry that is really destroying the planet right now is the fisheries industry. So I just for one moment would like to also say that as above, so below. And in the waters, we don't see what's down beneath the waters, but beneath the waters, we have this fishing industry that is trolling meters and meters, thousands of meters of fishing net, and raping the ocean, taking creatures that we have not even identified yet, that we have not even seen yet from the depths of the ocean, and bringing it up to turn it into pet food. And when we destroy the ecosystem of the ocean, the other plant that is absorbing more than 80% of the carbon dioxide on the earth is the phytoplankton in the oceans. So if we destroy the waters and the creatures in the waters, we're going to destroy that balance between the phytoplankton, these microorganisms that are absorbing all the carbon dioxide on the earth. So really this focus of, you know, global warming and climate change needs to be put on to Gaia first, Earth first, and preserving our oceans, preserving the forests, preserving the land and the soil, what's happening in the soils. And then we're going to see that we too and our lineages can also live for the next 700 years, like this great grandmother tree. She's been around for that long. So I hope you can receive this message and share it far and wide. And I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful solstice, whether you're entering into the darkest time over in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere as you enter into more light. And I really pray that we can restore this balance of the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine at this time on the earth. So there's a Cherokee prophecy that says that for too long humanity has been flying with one wing, with the masculine wing, and the feminine wing is unfurling. The left wing is unfurling right now. And just like birth, it can be messy. And so we're in that period right now as the old and the patriarchy is falling away and doing everything it can to hold on to its place of power. But really, if we are to live into the future and live and let our children and our great-grandchildren and our great-great-great-grandchildren live as long as this tree, we have to take care of the earth and make earth and Gaia first. So those two things that we can do is taking action to put pressure on your governments to stop logging in whatever area, place where you live in the world, to stop cutting trees, plant more trees. I plant trees every day of my life, and to put pressure on to stop the fishing industry. These are things that we can all do, and if we all take action, we can really create a better world for our children. So have a beautiful solstice, a beautiful Christmas, a beautiful new year, and let's make 2022 the best year yet, where we all come into harmony again with Pachamama, with Mother Earth. Thank you.